Live, this is one for the record. It's June 10th, 2014. Here are your news updates for today. Let's listen a little bit more to the end of days from BP Earthwatch's channel with Mike from around the world. I thought that this might be very interesting information for you.
They know. When they stop seeing officials with fresh videos being taken outside, then they know something has happened. Everybody can see what a green screen is. Now, of course, they are a little more advanced in technology, but you can always tell CGI from the real thing. And what they're doing now is they're taking people who are sitting in a room or something like that, adding any background and making it believable. But here's what you watch for. If the hair is blowing in the opposite direction as the trees in the back, well, then you know it's not real. If you have to notice subtle things like that, because there will be a point when no officials will be left topside. In fact, the only officials that will be left topside are those who speak in opposement to this new system that's already been in place.
Gotcha. That makes sense. And they're probably already softening us to that imaging, that 3D, that fake imaging. As a matter of fact, CNN got caught doing it during the Iraq invasion. You remember they were filming from a basement, and then the cameraman panned away. They had some fake trees in there. So they've been doing that. We know they're capable of it, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, I see what you're saying there, because that would delay the reaction time of the general public.
Absolutely.
It would create the illusion of everything's fine.
Absolutely. And that's, those are subtle things people can watch for, because we're facing an immutable fact that the weather is changing. It's changing quickly. Oh, and BP, there's another component to the weather now. As I said before, it's just not Earth going through these changes. We have monitoring stations around Venus, around Saturn, around Jupiter, around Mars, around Mercury. We have a observation system around all these planets. Every single one, the storm intensity has increased at least 50-fold, at least 50-fold. And it's coming inwardly towards us now. We're just now beginning to feel the effects of what the other planets have been feeling. Mars is absolutely becoming unstable weather-wise. I mean, when you have a vortex when you have a tornado of types, like your dirt devils in the desert. Right. Well, when you have one that extends 42 miles up in past the atmosphere and it dissipates, that's a pretty strong vortex. And when it lasts for more than a day, you've got a problem. You really do have a problem. That's a lot of that's tons of dust this thing would have in it swirling around. Normally, here in Arizona and places like that, they only get so high and then they dissipate because it can't support the weight. But Mars was like that a few years ago, but as of late, not so. They keep getting higher and higher, so much so they can see them by the optics in the orbiting satellites around Mars now. And it's quite the phenomenon.
And that's due to the expansion of those planets also? Like
Mars is expanding. It's having earthquakes more than normal. And all the planets are expanding, including Earth. And it's all tied to the sun.
And the sun's tied to the Milky Way, to the whole galaxy.
Yes, because we're passing in this space we're passing, we haven't gone through in thousands of years, so we're not quite sure what to expect except those things they've dug up or deciphered from history, ancient history.
Wow. Alrighty then. Let's move on to some other news going on today. That was end of days BP Earthwatch. Alrighty then. So, moving on. Let's go to the watchers watching the world. Second major solar flare of the day, X 1.5 from southern eastern limb. Also, major solar flare reaching X 2.2 erupted from southeastern limb. Extreme heat wave causes power and water crisis northern India. Wow. Alrighty then, but we've had a triples. What is that? Triple solar flares. I thought the door was closed. What's going on in there? How did that door open? Who opened that door? Uh-oh. We're going to hear cats fighting in a minute. New cat, big boy, and the new cat aren't going to get along for right now. Uh-oh. Who opened? How did they open the door? Who opened that door? Max, go check it out. Go check out the kitties. That's weird. That door was closed. Alright. Japan, Fukushima. E&E News. Japan journalists melted nuclear fuel going through Fukushima contaminant vessels. They don't even know where the 3 reactor cores went. Senior scientists. I'm being told Japan may never be able to remove radioactive materials from site. Solution may be to leave it in place. Also today, Fukushima's the world's permanent headache. Gunderson, it will be bleeding into Pacific for next 100 years. ABC, greatest nuclear contamination of the ocean in history. It can't be quantified. It's a global issue. Also today, Japan TV, news flash, officials fear melted fuel. Reactor fuel is now exposed at Fukushima. TEPCO, we don't know at this point if fuel is uncovered. Large drop in water level. Experts struggling to find condition of nuclear cores. Nothing is known for all 3 reactors. They know nothing. It's terrible. And it's going to go on for thousands of years. It's not taken care of somehow. Alrighty then. So heads up. Be safe. Be prepared for anything. Oh, here's a thought for today. I was wearing a pair of socks. I'm wondering why is it squeezing my ankle, just my left one, so hard. So heads up on the socks. You don't want to wear socks that's gonna mess with your circulatory system. If you have to, trim off the very top where the elastic's too tight. Do not wear real tight socks. It's gonna it'll mess with your could mess with your blood pressure, could mess with all kinds of stuff and cut off your circulation, especially leading to your heart or going away from your heart. You don't need, and it probably causes all kinds of problems. So if I'm talking about this here, let me grab one of these socks. This part, for some reason, I don't know, because maybe it's made in China or somewhere, some kind of defect in some of the socks. Heads up, don't be lazy. Either stretch out the top of the sock or use a different sock, or cut that part off and turn it into something that you can use in your hair. But I think, yeah, it might cause swelling of your legs. Who knows? Could cause restless leg syndrome. Who knows? But wearing tight stuff around your legs can cause you problems down the road. That I know. Alrighty then. Be safe, be prepared for anything, and make sure your socks aren't too tight. And don't be lazy about it, or cheap about it. You might have to get different socks that just come up and barely stay on. But you don't want to squeeze continuously your ankles. It's going to cause you problems. Alright, take care and be prepared for anything. Check your weather. There's like major storms developing. We could go into the breaking news. We have a few minutes. Let's see if I can get into breaking news real quick. Now, there is a gunman somewhere in LA County where they evacuated 30 homes. That came off of W77's channel about 13 minutes ago. But let's go into... Let's see if we have time. That's the problem. We might not have time for anything because I've only got 15 minutes. Let's go into breaking news real quick, just to see what's going on. I know Central Florida is lining up for a big storm. Okay. I did notice, so they keep talking about all kinds of stuff going on with shootings. But that can't be the only thing going on. Officials. Orange, Florida. 71 people displaced after lightning strike sparks fire at apartment building in Orange County, Florida, coming off of WFTV 1 hour ago. Plane crash at Hanscom Field, May 31st, 24. Now what's that? A lot of things with guns and evacuations and guns. Here we go. 6 people taken to hospital after car crashes into Denny's restaurant in Geneva, New York. Heads up, that was 2 hours ago, coming out of 10 NBC. I'm going to see real quick if there's anything with weather. Energy companies report more than 50,000 without power in Kentucky after severe storms. That was 3 hours ago, coming out of Storm Chaser 4850. Alright, I gotta see what's going on with the cat. He's back there crying. Alrighty then. Heads up, be safe, be prepared for anything. Make sure you have enough stuff. Supplies for your pets. Alrighty then. I'll see you tomorrow on the flip side. Please be safe. Make sure your socks fit right.